What is It's a great intro. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Smoke Meteoras, where we talk about the moments that matter and the talents and the struggles the talents face on the rise, not just the accomplishments. Today's guest has spent years carving out his place on the independent wrestling scene. He's seen wrestling evolve, watched generations of talent come and go, and through it all, he's continued to lace up his boots. Today isn't just about looking back, it's about what keeps someone going. Please welcome Dirtbag Dan.
Thank you for having me. Now, may I do my introduction? If that's
Absolutely, go right ahead.
well, thank you for having me on the Smokes and Meteors.
Meteoras.
Smoke and Meteoras. Wow, I already botched it. I am the Godfather, the Sultan of Slime, the Guru of Grind, the Duke of Dust, the Prince of Puke, the Master of Mud, the Deacon of Earth, the Honcho of Herpes. Thank God for penicillin. I am the Dirtologist, your ologist, Dirtbag Dan. Mwah! How you doing?
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us today, and let's jump right on in. So, before the names, before the theatrics, what was your first true connection to wrestling?
Raven. Johnny Polo, Scotty Flamingo. I remember everyone watching WWF back in the day. ECW, this and that. And it wasn't until ECW that I saw Raven. I'm like, who is this guy? This grunge-looking, soft-spoken, poetic genius. And something about him gravitated me to him. Where I was like, man, and before I knew what a mark was, I was like, that's where I'm going to look. So when I first got into wrestling, that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be the cut-off jeans, punk rock shirt, leather jacket. But he drew me, something about the way he spoke. And then to find out later he was like a poet. He liked to read. He was very educated before I knew that. And that inspired me. And something got me to watch it every single week. So Raven.
Absolutely no, continue. My apologies.
No, don't apologize. No. Raven is what was my connection. Something about him just drew me. Where people go Ric Flair, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Buddy Rogers, Hulk Hogan, Undertaker. Raven is what caught my attention, and people are mind blown by that.
So, what about wrestling different from what made wrestling different from every other sport or form of entertainment for you at the time? What drove you to wrestling as opposed to football or baseball?
Well, football, I'm too goddamn small. Baseball, I played since I was 5 years old, but it wasn't until I was freshman in high school I met a kid, wanted to be a pro wrestler. I happened to see independent wrestling on public accessing, and I'm like, hey, they have a school for kids 14 and older at junior age. Let's join. I wanted to do it for a friend, and he quit, and I just stuck with it. And this was late February of March of 2002. I did it for him, for a friend of mine to get into it. I wanted to play baseball, but in high school, they were like, hey, you got to get rid of the colorful hair, cover your tattoo, and get rid of your piercings. I'm like, nope, this isn't the New York Yankees. No, thank you. So then wrestling came around, and I loved and hated. Like, I did it for a friend. Didn't really want to do it. You do things, you help a friend out, and that's what I wanted to do. And he bailed on me, which showed his true colors early on in my stage in this career. But I stuck with it, and I met a lot of great people, and I'm glad I did. 24 and a half years in this business. I'm blessed and grateful for this moment.
So, growing up, what kind of person was Dirtbag Dan? Were you a naturally outgoing person? Were you always drawn towards the competition? What kind of person were you?
I was always an adventurous, outgoing, out loud, outspoken, misread person. Some would say character, but there's no difference between, and I'm going to be shoot right now. My name is Daniel Joseph Pettit Jr., my government given name. My character is Dirtbag Dan. There is no difference, except one thing. What is the opposite of a dirtbag? someone that's clean, neat, and organized. All my life, I've been OCD with clean, neat, and organized. And what got me is like, what's the opposite of someone that's clean, neat, and organized, but crazy? Well, a dirtbag. And I've had people tell me when they look at my gimmick bag, like, you have soap, lotions, body wash, shampoo, comb, toothbrush, toothpaste. Like, how the hell are you Dirtbag Dan? I'm like, I go out and I get cheered. I come out with shit stained pants. Oh, can I curse?
Yes, you absolutely can.
It became me growing up. I was into punk rock, Jay and Silent Bob, Guar, like movies. People were like, "What?" or music that was. So I always stood out. And the misconception was everyone's like, "You're a pothead." Never a pothead. Never a drinker till I was 21, and it was just an assumption. Assume. Go ahead. Assume what you want because that story you tell is going to tell tales. Now you're just putting me over before I knew what putting me over was. So I'm like, growing up, if you moved one of my knickknacks, I'd be like, that wasn't there before. It was facing right, not left. So I incorporate that in wrestling where instead of being clean, I'm dirty. But when it comes to moves, I know when you're supposed to move left and not right. And I can correct you. Like, I don't want to say I'm a ring general. I've been called that and I hate that. It's just I notice things where it's like, bro, you should move left instead of right. And it's weird to say that out loud on a podcast right now.
So, when you finally did decide to make that decision to train, was there ever a point where wrestling felt unrealistic to you, or was there anybody trying to talk you out of it?
Oh, my dad. My dad absolutely was like, what are you, stupid? He's like, oh, because I was a sophomore in high school. Monday through Friday, get out of school at 3, and ride my bicycle home, ride my bike to the train station or catch a bus to Newark, New Jersey, and catch another bus to Parsippany to go train 2-3 times a week. But you're an idiot. But he supported me. You know, dad's being dad. Mom was just like, whatever. Do whatever makes you happy. In a loving manner, but everyone still doubts me today. I'm going on 41 years old. People still doubt me. But then people thought I was crazy. I won my first championship at 16, going on 17 years old. I was doing things light heavyweights weren't doing. I was doing things X division because I was training 2-3 times a week. Show days, I was training myself to do double string moonsaults, reverse shooting stars. So I was getting shit on and hate on by a lot of people. And that just gets fueled with the fire. Like, keep hating on me, and I'm just going to keep doing better. And it wasn't until I got my license 3 years later where I was like, now I'm on the road. Now I'm unstoppable. And I've been up and down this East Coast. I've been left and right. So, yeah, haters, keep hating. Please keep hating on me. Just spell the name right. It's Dirt, 4 letters, space bag, space Dan.
So you've been a part of independent wrestling through a lot of different eras, but what do you believe has changed the most over the years?
Oh. Besides the brother calamity, nobody wants to help out. They just want to show up, do their shit, show up late, bring friends in for free, leave early, and not help. When I started, I was hiding in the back of ring trucks just to do ring crew. Like, I would tell my dad I'm staying at someone's house just to do a ring crew for a show where guys that show up, and this was when I was young. Guys today show up and like live down the street and don't want to do shit. Like, I break my back, I'll break my balls all day, excuse my language, in front of a lady, but I will do that left and right all day. And I do a ring crew. Shit, I just did a ring crew for Jason Knight. I drove 2.5 hours to Wildwood to drive all the way to Brooklyn to do a show for Matter of Pride. And we had that shit set up for the show in no time and broke down in no time. Like, nobody wants to put that work in. When I started, everyone was doing the work. Now that, because when I started, it was 2002. YouTube and social media didn't hit it big to 05 to 07. Because like the Facebook was originally college, MySpace was So now it's like, now you're put like people put the work in. Now they don't want to do it. They want to film themselves like, hey guys, I'm at a show right now. Look at these guys doing the ring. That's what changed. Nobody wants to put work in it anymore. That's my God's honest truth. And if somebody sees it and hates on it, my phone number is 732-718-2399. Please, I'm more welcome than discuss. Oh, I'm very open. You just met your match.
So, what would you say is harder now when it comes to the business than what was when you had started?
What is harder now? Damn, you did hit me with some hard hitting questions. Unexpected, mom. I'm your wrestling mom. Different, harder now. That's a tough question because I've seen a lot of these young kids that got the world at their fingertips. The world at the. I think what's harder now is communication. No one knows how to talk verbally. Honest truth, nobody knows how to talk. They shake hands, and go, "Hey, brother," but nobody knows how to hold a conversation anymore. How's your wife? How's your boyfriend? How's your girlfriend? How's your kids? How you doing? How's your family? I think that is the hardest thing right now. Nobody knows how to communicate on that. Everything's a like, a love, a share. The communication aspect is the hardest one right now, in my opinion.
So, for being around for as long as you have, what has kept you coming back year after year? Was there ever a point where you thought about hanging up the boots, or
Oh, absolutely.
were there ever specific memories or moments that kept you coming back?
Teaching people. And I know this is probably going to be a question later on. I'm going to answer now. One of the best people ask me, what's the best advice I ever got in this business? What's the best advice I ever got in this business? Was none. Nobody wanted to help me. Nobody wanted to help a 16-year-old, arrogant, young, cocky, because everyone's young and arrogant and cocky. Nobody wanted to help me. What keeps me going and keeps me wanting to come back is to help pass on knowledge, some power, maybe some movesets that maybe they don't know, and keep them going. I trained Joey Janela, who got on national TV. My first trainee was Corey Havoc, who had a WWE tryout. I worked with Sonny Kiss. So me being able to help somebody and do something, that's what keeps me going every day, that I think, you know what, maybe today's the day. And in the last year, this one company in Jersey gave me my flowers. They gave me I was deathly ill. I was in the hospital for a while. I almost died. And the kicker is, when you hang your boots up, you put your boots in the ring. I forgot my boots on the way to that show. I'm like, what the hell do I think? Yeah. So the jacket I'm wearing, I put in the ring. That was my hang up. And I started getting healthy. I started feeling better. I started feeling good. And this one promoter, Mark Mess from Pennsylvania, did a ring rental in Jersey. He goes, "Hey, Dan, you help me out with ring rental?" Absolutely. I'm feeling healthy. I'm feeling good. He was doing a ring rental for a promoter. And the promoter goes, "Hey, you want to work tonight?" So I'm feeling good. He goes, "I got you against Jason Knight in a street fight." I'm like, I couldn't ask for a better opponent and a better match for my first match, just to feel myself out. But knowledge is power, and for me to pass on some stuff, that keeps me going.
So, looking back, what is one match or moment that still means everything to you, even if the fans maybe didn't give it as much recognition as it should, or didn't realize how big of a moment it was in the time being?
Me losing the junior division championship to Melissa Stripes, who no longer wrestles. I was 17 going on 18. And she was in the junior division. I took care of her. That's my sister. Love her to death. I helped train her when I was a young kid too. And I actually broke my hand in the match. I did a Sai moonsault and oversprung it, broke my wrist in the match. And the finish was I had to pick her up for a wheelbarrow into a Bronco Buster with a broken hand. A lot of people don't know it because it was before YouTube. But I have it still on VHS. One of my favorite moments, and people don't recognize, like, I was growing out of that division because it was 14 to 18. They were putting me into the adult league, and me and her just went balls to the wall, hardcore hurricanranas, this and that. But when I was up, I went for a moonsault. Italian moonsault, broke my fucking wrist. Excuse my language again. And I was like, I don't know if I'm able to pick you up with that wheelbarrow, spin around, boom. Adrenaline was going, and I did it. That was one of my favorite. Like that. That is the match that I would talk about the rest of my life. I've worked.
So,
Sorry, go ahead.
no, please go ahead.
I've worked guys like Shane Douglas, Hurricane. I've worked mostly ECW guys, but that match is my match to talk about.
So, you've shared locker rooms with wrestlers who have gone on to bigger stages. Was there anyone that you worked with that you immediately knew was somebody that had potential to make it, or has maybe watching other people's success changed the way you viewed your own journey?
There's a few people I know the faces. I can't think the names off the top of my head, but there's a few people I've saw in locker rooms that I'm like, this guy's gonna make it one day. And I've seen them do extra work, and I've seen their potential. I've seen them get signed. Oh, LAX. LAX for one example. I was on shows with them. Never worked physically, but Lucas Santino right now. Santana. NXT WWE. Like I'm not saying know him that well, but I saw his growth and I saw his potential. Sonny Kiss, Falaba, guys like that. I've worked with, spent locker rooms with, talked with, and like saw the potential before I knew that I saw the potential. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And correct me if I'm wrong, because we all know how shitty cage match can be when it comes to match history.
Oh boy.
But at one point, they have you connected to Jordan Oliver.
Yes. So Jordan Oliver, I'm not knocking. I'm so proud of him, and I'm also going to mention another name, Casey Navarro. These are
Yes.
two young kids that I've seen their growth. I'll never forget the one show I was on. I was in a stable called Five Guys. We had 9 people and a woman. But when I got out of jail in 2017, they were talking about him, and it's like, all right. And I saw these kids. It was a show somewhere in South Jersey. Opening match was Oliver and Navarro, and they were spot monkeys. Tommy Dreamer pulled them aside and told them what they should and shouldn't do, and they laughed. And I started bashing these kids. Like, you just got told by a legend what not to do and to do. Oliver used to roll at me. He joined Five Guys. Navarro, I've seen his growth. They both praised me. They both put me over, but I will nothing but say nothing good. Like, I worked with actually Jordan Oliver. I worked with ECWA. Now ECWA in Jersey is the second longest independent company in the country. There's ECWA in Jersey and Triple WA in Pennsylvania. They're like the two second longest independent companies in this country, and I've been blessed to work with them both. And I've seen their growth, and I'm so proud of them. Like, I love how Casey Navarro, he's the blessed one, and I'm like, yo, because he's blessed. I've seen these kids grow as babies, but Oliver, at first, I'm like, and I think I worked with him at CZW as well, at Dojo Wars. Young, arrogant kid. I think he was in a stable called Young, Dumb, and Stupid.
Young, Dumb, and Broke.
Young, Dumb, and Broke. And they were. That's independent wrestling broke down in 3 words.
Yep.
That is independent wrestling broke down in 3 words. But at first, and I get it because I was that kid too. But I didn't have social media at my thumbs. I was knocking on doors. I was calling phone numbers on flyers. So to see their growth, man, that makes that makes me keep going too. Going back to the other question, like, that makes me go. That's beautiful.
So we've heard a little bit of how Dirtbag Dan was arrived, but if somebody had never seen one of your matches before, how would you describe a Dirtbag Dan match?
Correct. Honestly, it depends on the company. If it's a PG show, if it's a rated R show, I got burnt a lot because I accidentally got brought into deathmatch wrestling. Whereas when I first started, I was technical. Then I went cruiserweight. Then I went comedy. I went tag. So it's hard to say if you first see me. It depends on what you see because I'm very multitaskable. Like I ask promoters when I reach out to a promoter, what do you want from me? Do you want comedy? Do you want high flying? Do you want like? So that's a hard question to ask because it depends on the crowd. It depends on what you like. That's what I like to appease to. Of what kind of show are you running, and what can I do to help that? What can I do to benefit that? Like I have a show
So you're
tomorrow.
like, yeah, you're
Sorry,
like a Swiss Army knife of wrestling styles.
I'm the tweener. You know, there's the heel, the face, the tweener. What do you like? What job do you need today that I can appeal to you? You know, what do you need? Because
Absolutely.
I can do multitask. You want a baby face today? I'll be a baby face in trunks with shit stains and a prosthetic leg and a razor, a pizza cutter. It's I'm all over the place, but I always go to a promoter and go, "What do you want out of me? What can I do for you that we all make money and people go home happy?" And that's a part of
All right.
an aspect people forget. They go, "Oh, you're this, you're that." No, no. I tell promoters all the time, like, "What do you want? What do you want? What do you need that I can do for you?"
Absolutely. So, what do you believe is one thing that fans completely misunderstand about Dirtbag Dan?
The misconception of what I said. Somebody might have seen a death match, and now I'm doing a family show. I'm doing a tag match. I'm doing comedy. I'm licking someone's foot, which I have, and that was disgusting. But the crowds were like, lick her feet, and I licked someone's foot. And for like a year, that carried on. Where, ugh, it was disgusting. There's video. There's there's fucking video. There's I hate feet, and but I teased. I was trying to be a heel. Like, you want me to lick her foot? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, damn it, that bit me in the ass. But the
All
misconception,
right.
I mean, my fans, I don't even call them my fans. If they're my true fans, they're my family. Um, because I'm that guy. I don't break character because I am a character. I am what you see and what you hear. There's no difference between Danny and Dirtbag. Like I said, if you don't like what you see, you don't have to watch. You don't have to like. You don't have to hit an angry button. You don't have to write words of hate. Just don't watch it. But there's no difference. I'm a loving guy. But when that bell rings, I'm still a loving guy. I've broken character where I've got thrown out of the ring and I'm trying to like, and I see a mother and father or uncle, aunt, whatever, with a baby, and I'm like, oh my god, so cute, so cute. Can I get a pretzel? Like legit, I'm like, can I get some food? I'm hungry. And that's
All
just
right.
me.
So, outside of wrestling, who is Dan? What does your perfect day look like? What are some things you're passionate about outside of wrestling? Or what are some things that keep you grounded when wrestling gets overwhelming?
Well, I'll answer that question after I show you an answer. I don't know if we can see this, but the Dirtmobile, it's all graffitied. Hold on, bear with me. I love traveling. I love going on hikes. I like waterfalls. I like nature. Like that's my thing. Like when I'm not wrestling and I got nothing to do, I'm gonna show you the rest of this one. I got
Oh,
Duck. I got
jeez.
Bluey. I got Cookie Monster with the NWA Wrestling Championship. I got Billy Joel, the cassette. Baby Jesus. Oh shit! Oh Jesus! No! Literally, literally. Oh, I'm sorry, Baby Jesus. I'm so sorry. Oh, sorry, Baby Jesus. I got writing on my wall. Like, I enjoy making people's day. Like, my car is graffitied all over, stickered, um, making people's day. Like, but I love hikes. I love adventures. Um, I've been featured on Weird New Jersey. Um, I've been featured on Humans in New York. Me being me. Like, I'm not doing a character. I'm just going out there being me. And you were like, "That's crazy." I'm like, "Fuck it." How many times in your life are you able to vandalize legally a car at a Wawa parking lot on a Friday night? They're like, "That makes sense." No, that doesn't make fucking sense. It makes no sense at all.
No,
Like,
not very much.
I'm driving an old cop car for a reason. I spent enough time in the back seat of these things that I wanted to sit up front finally.
All right. So, last serious question. When
Shoot.
it does come time to hang up the boots officially, what do you hope people remember the most about Dirtbag Dan?
That's a tough question because my last match, like I had to end my dad's life 2 years ago. And he's been there through it all. And I've always wanted him to see my last match. I want people to remember that I was genuine and I was loving and I was caring. And I had someone that supported me like I support them. And I'm not going to change. I'll never change. I'll never change for anyone. I just want people to know, like, I was real. Like, my car is always open for anyone. When I used to go out west, I'd guys from Connecticut, upstate New York, Long Island, get in my car and drive out to Indianapolis for shows. I learned that from my family that my table is your table. If I'm eating, you're eating. I want people to remember that, like, I was a genuine motherfucker. And excuse my language in front of a lady again.
You are more than welcome to swear, man. You're fine.
Oh, damn. You really fucking set me up. But, nah, I mean that in such a pleasurable way. Like, I did not expect, I've done podcasts where it's just but like, you hit me with some real hard questions. I love that. I've never been asked shit like this before. And man, you just made my day.
Well, we have talked about the journey, but now it is time to see if you can survive the meteor shower. This is the segment where we break out some fun personality questions and get to know the person behind the character.
All
So,
right. I'm scared. Hold on. Let me prepare. Fix my jacket. Fix my
all
hair.
right.
Damn,
So,
all right.
you get to replace the main character of one Disney movie with a professional wrestler. Which movie is getting a new leading star?
Lion King.
And who are we recasting?
Simba.
Which wrestler is gonna play Simba?
Rey Mysterio.
Okay.
Damn. Because then Dominic's gonna like defend his father. No, wait. Simba, oh. No, it would be Dominic as Simba and Ray as Mufasa.
Mufasa? Okay.
Oh, you
All
didn't
right.
expect that one, did you? I
No.
love this one. Ooh.
So you and one other wrestler of the opposite gender are now forced to survive the Hunger Games. Who are you choosing as your partner?
Damn you with that one. Oh, that's a tough one. What woman do I insult right now? Christy Kiss.
Okay. What's something that you are a complete nerd about that wrestling fans would never expect?
Next question. Nerd about. I'm not a nerd. Like my last gaming system was a PS2. But nerd about is I have every Raven action figure. I have every Raven action figure, and he's the only wrestler to this date to have all of them. I have ECW, WCW, WWF, WWE, and TNA. To this day, I'm a nerd about it because I've had arguments with vendors at conventions. I'm like, Raven's the only person to have 5 action figures. Well, then there's the makeshift companies, but he has ECW, WCW, WWF, WWE, and TNA, and I know it because I have them all. That's my nerd out.
What is one movie that everybody seems to love, but you have somehow never seen?
Fifty Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey, all right.
Or Harry Potter, or Lords of the Rings, Star Wars. Yeah, I've never seen any of them.
We're in the same boat.
Really?
Yeah.
So we're on the Titanic. We're sinking.
All right. You can attend one concert from any point in history. Who is on stage?
Nirvana.
Damn straight.
I love Kurt Cobain.
Yeah. You wake up tomorrow and your life now has background music. What is the song playing while you make yourself breakfast?
Elton John. I'm still standing, feeling like a little kid.
Hell yeah.
Looking like a true survivor. Feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing. Yep.
All right. So this is the final question, and we get a little unhinged with this last one. So,
all right.
A horse wearing sunglasses is standing outside.
Stop. Wait. I gotta process that already.
A horse wearing sunglasses.
Okay.
He is standing outside of your front door.
It's a she.
She is standing outside of your front door. She looks at you and calmly says, "We need to talk." What is your first response?
What did I do?
Sounds about right.
It just reminds me of one time I got stuck in New York and I petted a horse's dick. I had a buddy of mine, Corey Havoc. I was training. I'm like, distract the fucking driver. He goes, "Well," I'm like, "I'm gonna pet this horse's dick. It's bigger than a Louisville." And I stroked the horse's dick. I was like, I gotta. The thing was fucking huge. It looked like a fucking tailpipe. All right, like it was one of those like you'll never have another opportunity. Here's a guy fucking in the carriage with a top hat, 3 in the fucking morning. Like, I need someone to giddy up, and I'm like, just distract him, bro. Distract the guy in the top hat at 3 in the morning. Let me touch this horse's dick. Now, when I touched that horse's dick, I felt weird. I said, "Who touches a horse's dick at 3 in the morning in New York City?" No one. So if a female horse with sunglasses goes, "We need to talk," yeah, what did I do? Did I touch your horse's dick? My bad.
Well, Dan, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Conversations like this are important because they remind people that independent wrestling isn't just built by names that everybody knows, but it's built by people who continue showing up year after year just because they genuinely love professional wrestling. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. And at this point, if you have any upcoming shows,
I have a show tomorrow night. I have a show tomorrow in South Jersey, but this will air till Sunday. So I guess you're gonna have to have me back for an update. But if I can leave you with one note, and it's my moniker again. My name, I'm the Godfather, Filth, the Sultan of Slime, the Guru of Grime, the Duke of Dust, the Prince of Puke, the Master of Mud, the Honcho of Herpes, the Deacon of Dirt, the Creature of COVID. I am your ologist, the Dirtologist, Dirtbag Dan, and I want to thank my sponsors, Just Plain Filthy. And if a horse shows up with glasses asking, "What did I do?" Damn, I done fucked up.
And for those of us who are not in your area, where can we keep up with you on social media?
MySpace.com/DaPet1. That's DAPET1. That's legit. You think you think I'm joking? I still go on MySpace. Oh, you can find me on Facebook at Dirtbag Dan. It's one name. On Instagram, it's the Dirtologist, Dirtologist, and or you can just fucking call me 732-718-2399. I tell people all the time, you want talk, you want answers, you want questions, you want critiquing. I don't give a fuck. I'm here for you.
All right.
It's a rare commodity.
Thank you again for joining us, and to everyone who is watching, thank you for joining us for today's episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with another one of your wrestling friends, and we will catch you next Sunday with more stories, more moments, and more Smoke and Meteoras. Catch you next week.